for sure.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Crystal Holloman, a digital reporter here at WILX. I am with meteorologist Justin Bradford, and
Hello.
we are here to give you an update on the weather, the outlook for the next couple of days into the weekend.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to change up our script a little bit here.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, we had breaking news come in.
Breaking news.
Speaking news. That's
I will
right.
always do
Yeah.
this.
Wonderful.
So this is the mother Peregrine Falcon up at MSU, and as you can see, there are
There
3
she
eggs
is.
right there. And
Wait.
there is the 4th.
Oh.
Yep.
My goodness.
All right, so there you have it. There's now 4
Wow.
eggs. She just laid her 3rd one over the weekend, and we now have 4.
Look at that.
I know.
Incredible. Yeah, you can see it down there. I count 4 now.
All right.
Wow.
It's kind of windy up there too,
It
but
is a little bit. Okay.
yeah. So we now have 4 baby Peregrine Falcons that
Wow,
we
look
will
at that.
be keeping an eye on. She's very stressed out.
How awesome. She does look a little stressed out, but you know what? How can you expect to look after you lay an egg?
I know. Dad's not
I
even there
guess.
to help her.
Oh, he's not. He's going to come back. There's a 4th one?
He's getting surprised like nonstop.
Oh
He's like,
my
every
gosh.
time I come back, there's another one. What is happening?
That's so cool.
I know.
Well, what awesome footage.
We gotta make sure somebody tells Seth Wells because he has
I
been
know.
so
He-
invested in this.
He's been honed in on this. We've been watching. Very, very cool.
Oh
Well,
my
exciting.
goodness.
4 eggs now. That's
4
amazing.
eggs. I know. I'm gonna push a few
Wonderful.
more.
Well, a lot better day for it than we had yesterday.
Yeah.
that's for
Yesterday
sure.
she had snow. It looked like
know.
the rocks were frozen. The dad was in there kind of moving stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, let's take another look at the skies
Yeah,
that these
well-
falcons fly in.
Yeah, and how cool of her to wait until we get a nice sunny day now, and
Right.
you have a little more sunshine peeking down in this afternoon. We've got a better looking forecast today, Crystal, than we
Good.
did yesterday. This, I would say, is the pick day of the week,
I was
though.
like, people are mad at you yesterday.
I know, and people are probably going to go back to that tomorrow and beyond because we got a couple more days of rain here to deal with. But today, nice day. Get out and enjoy a walk, do something like that. Should be pretty nice weather for that. We're already starting to see skies shape up a little better. We had some fog, cloudy areas this morning. Now we have some of the blues in there.
That's pretty.
And we've also got the sun streaming down. That's certainly good news on our Sparrow Sky Cam. Already up to 45 degrees right now, and I think we get another probably 10 to 15 degrees out of us today as we continue to warm up. Instead of our typical late afternoon high temperature for the day, we probably see our warmest temperature just before the sun goes down as we'll warm all the way into the evening. Those numbers out the door right now, 48 in Mason. Jackson's right there at 45 along with Lansing. St. John's a little cooler to the north at 42 degrees, but that warm air is coming in out of the southeast. You see the greens down there in Indiana and in Ohio. Those are numbers that are in the 50s already. And they'll continue to warm up as we go throughout these next couple of days here moving forward. And so certainly that is something to look forward to. Again, though, we've kind of been underneath that bubble here across the Great Lakes. So the colder air, still the freezing mark in Marquette. And by the way, they've still got a couple feet on the ground of snow up in the UP. And so they still got a lot of melting to do. We're glad we don't have any around here as we head deeper into April. But they'll get some melting to go on, too, as we get into the later parts of this forecast moving forward. So we'll move ahead. Satellite radar right here. You see we had those clouds this morning, but those have since started to break open and fade away a little bit. And so that certainly has been some good news, something to look forward to today. A little more sunshine in our forecast always helps, especially this time of year. We do see, though, that to our south there is a little bit of rain starting to work to the north. That, I think, may manage to stay just shy of us for the most part, but we, again, are going to bring back in some more showers, as you see out there further west. That system works in, and we kind of get a joining of these two, and that'll ultimately end up producing some rain showers into tomorrow morning, and so that's something we'll be watching for. I think these showers to the south, if they come in, will be late into the evening and overnight tonight, and they'll be widely scattered. But that system that's to the west, eventually by tomorrow morning works in here and arrives, and then that'll bring us a steadier rain that ends up lasting deeper on into our day on Wednesday. So we wanted to give you that first alert at our storm planner because, again, today, not a lot to worry about. The fog has faded away this morning, and the clouds will continue to decrease this afternoon. So we have a little bit of sunshine. It's dry, it's quiet. We're back in the 50s, enjoying things, back above average today. But then Wednesday into Friday, we bring a couple of systems back in, and they'll be predominantly rain showers, although we could mix in a few snowflakes Friday morning. But I don't think it'll even be like yesterday was, where we had some stick to the ground. I think those snowflakes are going to get washed out along with everything else. And they become more scattered as the week goes on, too. So we'll look here at the hour by hour, which, again, is showing just some continued sunshine this afternoon. You see numbers rising into the upper 50s But this is by 5, 6 o'clock by the time we get to that high temperature for the day. Maybe even a few 60s a little further south in the area. But moving things along, we go into the overnight. Looks like things are dry through about 11 o'clock. We could see a shower or two pass through. You see there briefly as we head into the very early hours tomorrow morning. But as we approach about 7, 8 o'clock, you can see that on the west side of the state, they're already seeing a little bit of a soaking rain. We may be dry through about 7, 7:30 a.m., but then we see this rain overtake the area as we go throughout the day. And while it won't be overly heavy, we again are going to keep temps a little bit cooler underneath those showers, and it's a steady light to moderate rain. So although it's not really heavy, it lasts for a good duration, and that length of time is going to be the main key to the forecast. Now, I know there's also a little bit of baseball going on tomorrow night. We've got the Crosstown Showdown taking place between the Lugnuts and Michigan State at Jackson Field. And as long as they keep the tarp on, they may be able to get that game in, because you'll see here as we push forward in the hour by hour, the rain fades away, and by the time we get to 6, 7 o'clock, we may be done with the rain, outside of maybe a stray shower, especially further south. But that's going to be not only, again, the warmest part of the day, but also looks like it might be dry by the time we get there. And so hopefully that'll end up holding true by the time we get into our Wednesday evening. But as I mentioned, this is not the only system that we deal with. While today is dry, we bring in that rain late tonight into tomorrow morning. And even if it does fade out in time to get that baseball game into Jackson Field, we stay dry through our Thursday until we get to the mid to late afternoon. Then we'll bring some more showers back into this forecast, which you can see here. And on the back side of that, we head into our Friday time frame now, and you can see it does look like we'll still be into the rain showers of that. But again, a couple little areas you see here, snowflakes trying to mix into that. And that could cause, again, just a little bit of a more wintry feel by the time we get into Friday morning. The good news, again, though, is that that is short-lived. As we head into the afternoon, we should see things quiet back down. But today, as I mentioned, the pick day, 58, 59 degrees. Clouds continue to decrease across the area. We do bring in a few rain showers late tonight. 46 is our low, though. That is mild for the time of year. And by tomorrow, we're back up into those mid-50s. And so the showers, again, going to last for most of the day. It does, however, look like they should start to wind back down. So the first pitch forecast, 7:05 start, 52 degrees by then. That's going to be around the warmest that we get throughout the day. And then even as we head towards the later stages of the game, we're still holding on to temperatures in the 40s. You can't ask for much more than that this time of year as long as we're able to stay dry. And so that's going to be the key to this forecast, is that we manage, looks like, to keep things dry as we head into that game. Now, it will be a little bit cooler as we get towards opening day for the Lugnuts, which is on Friday as well. But we're hoping that the rain by then will kind of fade out of this forecast a little bit. That'd certainly be good news. And hey, they're going to have some good weather for games early next week as well. We're going back up in a big way. And so we'll take a look at that long-term temperature trend. So the 6 to 10 day outlook, or I can call it medium range. This is really 10th through the 14th, 15th of the month. Anytime you see the reds on these maps, that is good news. That means that we're above average in the temperature department. So unless we're in the dead heat of summer and we get this is normally nice for us and very pleasant weather, especially in the spring. So those above average temperatures, the bullseye kind of right over the Great Lakes region, and so that certainly is nice. And you'll see here that in the 10-day forecast, although the first 5 are trending the other direction where the numbers continue to fall, the ones after that coming up in a really big way. By the time we get to Monday next week, we're in the upper 60s. And I know it's not on there yet, but I won't completely rule out a day next week that we may reach 70 degrees because we just got this nice southerly wind and that component to it. So as we get closer to this, we could end up seeing one. Don't be surprised if by the time we get to late week and the early weekend, you see us throw a 70-degree day out here for early next week, because I think we are definitely trending that way. It does look like we may bring in a few spotty pop-up rain showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two at some point next week as well. And so we'll have to watch for those on a few of those different days. But again, not too bad as we head towards this time frame here in the 10-day forecast. I think especially going into these first few games of the baseball season, you never know what kind of weather you can get, because early April can still provide a few snowflakes, still a little bit of a chill along with the rain showers. So we're hoping that that rain tapers off and ends like it is in the forecast for tomorrow night and then Friday as well. It's going to be a little bit chilly, but hopefully they're able to get the game on without a hitch and don't have too many problems there. I know Detroit Tigers also going to have their opening day going on.
In the afternoon.
And so it probably will be a little bit of a chillier day, but as we get into next week, not a bad idea to either a Lugnuts or a Tigers game or whatever else is going on. A good opportunity to go to some early season games where you've got really pleasant and comfortable weather, especially since we're going to have some earlier games going on at the start of this season. Try to take advantage of that warmer weather once it's here.
And then going back to that 6 to 10 day, just because it's red does not mean that it's going to be extremely warm.
Right, and
it's just above average.
Yeah, and that's something that we can touch on. Again,
Yeah.
we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but the blues, even below average, I know that looks like a cold pit over there in Idaho, like that direction. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be super cold. If it's a warm time of year and they get that below average, it could still be 50 degrees out there, but it just is relative to what your averages are. And so it could be winter, it could be summer. When this map looks like this, it just shows you that we are above the norm, which, by the way, is in the low to mid 50s this time of year. And so if we're in that red and we're in the darker shade of red, that's for a likelihood of us probably to be at least 5 to 10 degrees above normal, if not warmer than that, when you have some nice warm-ups. And so that red this time of year just indicates that we're probably, instead of mid 50s, we'll probably be mid to upper 60s or something to that tune. And so that certainly is something I think folks can get behind. And I love that weather personally. You start getting upper 60s, overnight lows in the 50s.
Yes.
That's what I really like. And I'll hold on to that. You can look at all these all you want. I'll go back briefly here to the 10-day. You can look here at the end of this forecast. There it is. We have 60s in the forecast out there. But when you get those 50s for the lows there, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night in this 10-day, those are the mornings that I certainly enjoy getting up when you got it a little bit cool. You got a small crispness out there, but still above normal. Again, our average highs this time of year are in the low to mid 50s. So when you're waking up with temperatures that are already there, that just means you're going to end up going to a really pleasant day. And I think we are going to start to turn the corner here too. As I mentioned in that long range outlook, we are going towards that 6 to 10 day above normal temperatures, and you can see it in the 10-day. I think as we get later on into April, we continue to move that direction. We may have another burst, so don't be surprised if we go back to the 50s for a couple days after this 10-day. That's more than likely going to happen just because of the fact that we have that ebb and flow in April. But I think once we get towards the end of the month, we're heading back towards another warmer pattern, and that I think should bode well for folks. Something to look forward to as we head into late April.
I mean, you got to remember, you got to have April showers for Mayflowers.
Exactly.
So this is that time of year. We'd much rather have rain, I think, than snow.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, unless you're Colton, then he always wants the snow.
I know, but even Colton though, and he'll be the first to say it. Even this time of year, he's done with the snow and he wants to put it behind us, and so I think that's certainly good. And we got plenty of snow this year. Of course, we had that 13-inch event, and then everything else, all those other events that hit us. I'm ready to be done with the snow myself. I think outside of a few flakes Friday morning, hopefully, and I don't want to jinx anything, but hopefully that's the last time we have to see flakes flying here as we get closer and closer into spring.
I mean, I'm always good wearing like a nice hoodie or a jacket to a baseball game on like a cooler night.
Sure.
So I'm like you. I like the kind of like lower 50s-ish. That's to me, that is good baseball weather. So,
and folks at home certainly don't think we're just going to go straight from winter to jumping into shorts weather and t-shirts and all that. Like, we've got to have a little bit in between where we transition, and that's certainly a nice time of year. I don't know, I guess for fashion as well. There's different things you can bust out of the closet. Whatever else, I know my wife would probably attest to that a little more than me. So.
She probably would, but it is that kind of year or time of year where I know when I come into work, I'm wearing a heavier coat, and then when I leave here in like 10 minutes or so, I don't wear a coat at all. So it also is that time of year. Like I haven't had to start my car in a while, which is good. No frost, anything like that, but. It is that time of year where you're kind of like, okay, what kind of jacket do I need today?
And that's the other thing. You get back to lows away from the freezing mark, you don't have to worry about the ice scraper either. And so that's another thing. The brush and the scraper, if you got the combo, and you probably should have a combo if you live here. But again, you don't have to worry about that as much. I won't tell you that you can put it away after Friday and not have to worry about it again, but I'm hoping that you may not have to use it again for a little while.
Well, the good thing is, too, it's very sunny. We're going to take one last look at the Mama Falcon up atop MSU's Spartan Stadium. But like we said yesterday, she actually had a bunch of snow and almost like ice inside on her rocks yesterday.
She did, but look at her eyes closed, basking in the sunshine, relaxing after, 25 minutes ago, just laying another egg, laying a fourth one.
Fourth one, waiting for Dad to come back and just be like, surprise.
Mama Falcon earned herself a nice afternoon nap on this Tuesday. I think she's taking full advantage of that sun.
And no, she heard you say it.
She heard me say it. She's got to look back.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. We'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be on Studio 10. That'll be at 4. Andy will have the forecast as always, our 90 minutes of news at 5 o'clock. And we'll, again, continue to monitor and update this forecast. Watch for that rain early tomorrow morning to settle in. Be around most of the day. So have those umbrellas, rain jackets, rain boots, whatever you need ready. Second half of the week's a little soggy, but again, light at the end of the tunnel is the weekend and beyond.
And if you want more updates on the Falcon, which of course we all do, we also have a story about that on our website, WILX.com. And don't forget, you can get the latest weather right in the palm of your hand with the weather app that is free to download in Google Play and Apple stores. It'll follow you wherever you are, so make sure you download that as well. Other than that, we'll take off, and there you go. One last look at the Falcon. I thought she was like kind of chirping a little bit, so I thought Dad was coming back because she tends to yell.
Like she was, yeah. And then they have that little transition. She'll go fly off, and he settles in. So we'll see what his reaction is when he comes back to a fourth egg in the nest. That'll be interesting.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.